Our feminine energy is naturally within all of us and can make us feel happier, more energized, and more magnetic to others. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to activate your feminine energy, what that even means, and why it's important. Hey everyone, and welcome back. My name is Jills and I talk all about health, wellness, and self-development for women. So if that's something you're into, be sure to hit the red subscribe button below as well as the notification bell so you don't miss when I put out any new videos. Today I wanted to talk about this concept of feminine energy. It's something I've been learning a lot about recently in the past year or so, and I feel like it's something that needs to be talked about more. But before I go into talking about how to activate your feminine energy, I want to make sure you understand what feminine energy even is and why it's important. So there are two energies, masculine and feminine energy, and they are polar opposites but both equally important and complement each other perfectly. Now both males and females have both of these energies within us naturally, but usually one is much more dominant than the other. So in general, males tend to have stronger masculine energy and females tend to have stronger feminine energy, but not always. Masculine energy is usually defined as problem-solving, analytical, grounded, competitive, action-oriented, protective, goes after what it wants, and a strong desire to achieve and succeed. Now, feminine energy, on the other hand, is creative, inspiring, flowing, playful, expressive, compassionate and nurturing, intuitive, and a strong desire to love and be loved. Males and females use both of these masculine and feminine energies in our daily lives. And like I mentioned before, in general, not always, but in general, females naturally tend to have more of this feminine energy than masculine energy within them. And suppressing this can make them feel out of touch with their body, it can drain our energy and create burnout, or just make us feel less happy and less fulfilled. Now here's the problem, and I could go on a full-on rant about this specific topic right here, but we live in a highly masculinized world where the masculine is praised. Things like career achievement, success, athletic prowess, and all these things are amazing, but the feminine qualities like intuition, creativity, love, nurturing, these are not as praised. So when young girls grow up in this type of world, they learn to kind of shut down their innate feminine energy and bring out more of the masculine energy so they can fit in, be accepted, be respected. So I think it's important that we take the time to get back in touch with our feminine energy so we can feel good within ourselves and connect to this part of us. That said, activating your feminine energy can also make you more magnetic to others, especially those with strong, healthy, masculine energy. So this can also be a really fun topic to learn about when it comes to things like dating and relationships. The feminine energy is naturally within all of us, and it will always be there. You just have to find it and activate it. So let's talk about how to activate your feminine energy. The feminine is all about movement and flow, so the first step to activating your feminine energy is to move your body. This isn't meant to be in a super competitive, athletic way, but more in a fun, relaxing, almost sensual way. But move in whatever way feels good to you. Dancing is my favorite way to do this, and I highly recommend it. And that doesn't mean you have to go out and take a professional dance class, although you totally could if you wanted to. But just have some fun in the morning while you're getting ready. Play some music and bop around. It doesn't matter. You don't have to be good. Even if you suck, it doesn't matter. The purpose of this is to just kind of get energy flowing throughout your body, help you be more present in your body and more connected to your body. But if you just despise dancing, you can also stretch, do yoga, go for a long walk outside. All of these are great ways to get your body moving. Speaking of walking outside, my next tip is to spend more time in nature. Mother Earth itself radiates really strong feminine energy, so spend time outside walking or just being out in nature and soak up all the feminine energy that the earth has to offer. Or you can start a garden or just sit outside by flowers, but all of this can kind of help us remember that Mother Earth creates life and grows life, and we have the power to do this as women too. So it can kind of help connect us back to that. But of course, nature is also scientifically proven to relieve feelings of stress and stress and anxiety can really block us from truly allowing our feminine energy to shine. The third step to activating your feminine energy is to get comfortable receiving. A lot of women love to help and give to others, and this is a wonderful trait that we have. But what I mean by receiving is that it's important that we allow others to help and lift us up too. Even when women receive a simple compliment, it's so common that we go, oh no, it's just because of my new haircut or whatever, some reason, instead of just graciously accepting the compliment and saying thank you. A lot of times we'll resist getting outside help too because we might feel like we need to do everything on our own and that we don't need help. And that's the thing is, no, we don't need help. We are strong, we are capable, we can do things on our own. But why not accept help when we can? This can include big things, but also simple things like someone asking to help carry something heavier to your car. Now, of course, you could probably manage, but sometimes it just feels so good to say, oh, I appreciate that, thank you. The masculine especially loves to provide in this way, so just let it happen, embrace it, and enjoy it. The next step is to focus on the love and softness that's within you. Try to approach everything you do with a more gentle, loving touch and not be too quick to anger. Now, I'm not saying don't ever show or express your anger or don't ever get angry at all. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying sometimes we can get angry too quickly and then we can just get kind of swept up in it and get stuck in our head. Most of the time, getting angry too quickly never really helps, and it kind of just stresses us out more and disconnects us from our body in the present moment. I will say this can be very hard for me sometimes and something that I actively have to work on, but there's something so powerful to be said about a woman who can remain loving and gentle even during tough times. You know, someone who can stay in their body and not get swept up in unnecessary stress. What I challenge you to do is next time you're angry and you start to tense up, which is what we naturally do when we get angry, we tense our whole body up. Next time, try to soften and melt and open and see how the environment around you changes. See how you change and how you feel. Stay focused on love instead of lower vibration feelings like anger and resentment, because this energy shift can dramatically change how you feel, but also how others feel too. The fifth step for activating your feminine energy is a bit more practical, and that's to spend less time scrolling on social media. Social media can be great for a lot of reasons. I personally love it, but it can also cause a lot of problems. It's important to spend less time scrolling on apps like Instagram because it can create a lot of comparison and feeling like you're not good enough. So I recommend you unfollow or mute anyone who doesn't make you feel good, because this can really affect your energy and your confidence. And besides that, to really embrace your feminine energy, you need to stay focused on you and your real life. Sitting in bed on your phone is not really going to allow you to do that. Instead, you're just going to feel drained, and all that time and energy that could have been spent on you or doing things that you care about is gone. Like I said, I still love social media and I think a lot of good can come from it, but it's important to be honest about your usage and not get stuck in this online world living other people's lives. How can we feel that strong feminine energy filled with intuition, creativity, love when we're staring at our phones all day? And the next step is to stop trying to control everything. I think as women, we tend to do this when we start to feel unsafe in our own world. We want to control every aspect of our lives, every aspect of our partner's lives, down to very specific details to make us feel safer and more comfortable with our future. This can also happen if you grew up in a more chaotic household where things were just in general more unpredictable, where you never really knew what was going to happen or how a parent was going to react or whatnot. But the truth is that you have to learn to trust and surrender and sometimes go with the flow. The universe is working for you, but sometimes not in the way you expect. This also goes with trusting your partner to make decisions, allowing them to live the life that they want, and being okay with that. Besides, forcing our partner to act in a certain way really only creates resentment. The power of loving feminine energy is that it inspires those with healthy masculine energy to take action. So when it comes to our partners, stop trying to control and instead inspire them with your love and focus on living your best life. Even when it comes to work or other tasks that you need to do, learn to delegate and trust that that person will get it done. Trying to micromanage every detail of our lives and every detail of other people's lives is just incredibly exhausting. Free up all of these things so you can focus your energy on the bigger stuff, the stuff that lights you up, the stuff that puts you in flow, or the stuff that allows you to use your creativity if that's what you want to do. Trying to control everything will only stress you out and burn you out, and will only weaken that loving feminine spark that you're trying to bring out. Another more practical way to activate your feminine energy is to take pride in your appearance, whatever that means for you. Embracing your femininity does not mean wearing frilly skirts and pink lipstick and having perfectly shaved legs, although it can if that's what makes you feel good and what makes you feel confident. This is just about feeling proud and confident of yourself when you step out the door in the morning. When you feel like you look good, your confidence makes you act differently. You stand taller, you're in a better mood all day, and you're happier. For me, I love putting on some cute jewelry and a cute outfit, and that's what makes me feel good. But sometimes I also just love putting on a cute matching athleisure set and my hair in a ponytail, and that makes me feel good too. But just enjoy the process of getting ready every morning. Use your creativity if that feels good to you, and take pride in your appearance. The next step is to stand strong in your values, beliefs, and boundaries. Be confident in who you are and what you stand for. A woman with strong feminine energy does not let people just walk all over her, but instead has very clear and firm boundaries with herself and with others. Having clear boundaries is also a good way to avoid burnout and stay in touch with you, your body, and your needs. But one thing that's important to mention is that while standing strong in these values, beliefs, and boundaries, you might have to do this by being assertive. Now, a feminine woman can totally be assertive, but that doesn't mean you have to be aggressive. They're two very different things. If you approach your assertiveness with love and kindness, then it will usually be much more well received. Another step that I think is really, really important for embracing and activating your feminine energy is not being afraid to be vulnerable. I think a lot of times we naturally develop this tough outer shell and try to hide our emotions or our tears or whatever. But I think to really embrace our feminine energy, we need to do the opposite. We need to let our walls down and soften and open up. Expressing your true emotions and being vulnerable can be really beautiful. Whether it's happy and excited emotions or sad and fearful emotions, it's okay to express them. If we don't express our emotions and our emotions can actually get stuck in our body, so to say, and affect us on a physical level. So expressing these emotions, for example, like crying, is actually a really healthy way to move stagnant energy out of your body. Obviously, there are situations where we need to be mature and calm and centered, but at the end of the day, when we come home to our partner or other loved ones or just ourselves, it's important that we can express these emotions and open up and let them go in a healthy way. If this is something that's really hard for you, like it was for me, start with just really simple I feel statements. So when something happens, you can tell your partner or another loved one, I feel scared because of ... or I feel excited because ... This is just a really simple way to start to get in touch with your emotions and share them. And side note, this is also a great method to use if you're having an argument with a partner. Instead of focusing the attention on what that person did wrong or what you think that person did wrong, focus on how that action made you feel. And lastly, embrace your natural playfulness. We all have that fun, playful energy that's naturally within us, but sometimes this gets stifled by too much work or to-dos or whatever. But let that playful energy out. Don't be afraid to laugh super loud and just enjoy every moment of every day. Not only will this feel so good for you, but this energy is really magnetic and will make others around you feel good too. Bring out a little of that inner child in you and do things you enjoy just for the fun of it. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to hit the thumbs up button and subscribe if you haven't already. And leave a comment down below. Tell me your favorite way to activate your feminine energy and where you're at on this whole journey, whether this is the first time you've heard of it or you've been practicing this your whole life. Be sure to stay tuned for my next video because I'm going to be talking about healthy glow up tips. So see you next time.